Alright, in the first part of this tutorial I showed you how to make your sub bass layer, and let's just have a listen to that. So that sounds okay. Next thing we're going to want to do is drag another instance of operator into this effect rack and make a new chain. Switch your algorithm again, or at least that's what I like to do, and turn these two off for now. And grab saw wave. I'm going to use a saw wave for this one. You can use anything you want, really. Square wave, whatever. I just like the saw in this instance. And let's just have before we do anything. And that's alright, but I like to give it some motion. So turn your filter on and put the envelope amount. I put it at 100, whatever. But this will make this affect your filter, and we can listen, see how that affects it. Just dial in the settings that give you a nice effect or whatever you desire, and I'm actually gonna give this a little bit of FM too. I don't go above maybe -20. You start getting some weird stuff going on that's a little too harsh, but let's just take the phase and find something that sounds good. And you can even feedback this a little bit to give it a little bit more. I like how that's sounding. So we have our basic sound, and now we're just going to work on shaping it and giving it some more character. And what I like to do, drag an overdrive, and one is fine, but I find that making a chain and then duplicating option drag. So now we have two overdrives. Take one to the left, take one to the right, and this is just going to widen it, give it some more presence. Take both of them down to about -6 dB should be fine. Solo one and just mess with these and find something that you like. Okay, I kind of like that. And next thing I'm going to do is widen it even more, make it even bigger, and give it some spatial stuff. So grab a simple delay after your overdrives, Command G, group that, go into your chain list, and just create a dry chain. And that's going to be our dry chain. This is going to be our delay. Take the delay down about -10 should be fine. Turn the dry wet all the way up. turn these to time, take them all the way down to start with. Turn your feedback up just a little bit. Let's solo this so we can dial this in. You can hear it's going to give us some cool chorusing type stuff. That sounds a lot fuller, a lot bigger, and I like how that's sounding. So after we have that taken care of, drag an EQ8, high pass this, and cut it about where you had your sub bass at. I don't know, about 170 should be fine. Okay, now that we have that, I'm going to drag an auto filter on to the end right after this EQ. Keep it at a high pass. And now that's going to give us even more tools to, shape, and we can even get some wobbles going with this. Let's just turn this amount up. You can hear how that'll work, and that'll be cool. And I already have this compressor on the end of both of these chains. And this is just to tie both of these sounds together. You're going to want to make sure that none of these things are getting too out of control. So just take the volume down on so it's not peaking. You see we have a good amount right there. Just turn these other things on to see how this sounds. Okay, so I like how that's sounding so far. And in the third and final part of the tutorial, I'm just going to show you a few other things to give it a little more movement and dynamic range, and some sequencing techniques that I found useful. So stay tuned for part 3.